A 6-foot guard from West Des Moines, Iowa, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year, and the Chua Joe Wilson's jersey retirement should have been a historic moment, but instead of celebrating, she's angry and frustrated, not because she's being ignored, but because Caitlin Clark is getting more attention. Wilson's ceremony isn't selling out, while Clark's event has fans paying over $1,000 just for a seat. But here's the real question: is Wilson's frustration justified, or is this just a case of jealousy? Let's break down why Wilson's legacy isn't generating the same excitement and why Clark is simply the bigger star right now. But the thing that was the coolest about coaching this young woman is she is the same today as when she came in. She is full of confidence, she's full of grace, and she has an unbelievable power to make everybody around her better. And the thing I'd like to close with, if you didn't know, to celebrate this wonderful moment, she gave $22,000 to 4 different entities in this town to share her success and to say thank you. A Joe Wilson's jersey retirement should be a moment of celebration, a recognition of her contributions to South Carolina basketball and her dominance in the WNBA. But instead of basking in the honor, she's frustrated, and not just frustrated, angry, not because of something South Carolina did, not because of some internal mistake, but because Caitlin Clark is outshining her. So you were 5 years old when you decided on number 22, as the story goes. If we were to tell that 5-year-old what today was going to be, what would she have said? Honestly, like, I'm very overwhelmed. This has been absolutely incredible. Just being here and feeling this energy again. There's really no place like this place, and I truly mean that. And it's special for me, it's special for my family, and a lot of my former teammates are back here, former coaches, the coaching staff, and some of my teammates are still on the team. But I'm just very lucky and grateful and very fortunate. At 5 years old, you don't dream of something like this. So it comes with a lot of hard work and a lot of really good people that have helped me get here. Let's be real, Wilson isn't mad about the jersey retirement itself. She's mad about what it represents. She sees the numbers. She sees that her tickets are selling for as low as $16, and even at that price they're still struggling to fill seats. She sees that her ceremony, which should be a monumental occasion, isn't attracting nearly the attention it should. And then she looks over at Iowa, where Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement is an event so massive that tickets are going for over $1,000. Fans are fighting for seats. The hype is everywhere. That stings. For those of us that were blessed enough to be in the recruiting wars with Caitlin Clark, it didn't take but a second when you saw her for the first time to recognize her greatness. We had a step back 3, we had a semi-shoulder shrug, and we had a little grin looking over at the bench, and she was, I think, a rising 9th grader, and so Lisa, Jenny, myself, our staff, we made a pact that we were going to do everything we could to be the last one standing. And we are so thankful that we were the last one standing. Wilson has spent years being positioned as one of the faces of women's basketball. She has the credentials. She's won MVPs, she's won championships, and she's got an Olympic gold medal to her name. South Carolina even gave her a statue, something that most athletes never get in their lifetime. And yet here we are. When it comes to the excitement surrounding her jersey retirement, the numbers don't lie. People just aren't that interested. She can try to blame it on timing. She can say it's unfair that Clark's retirement is happening at the same time. She can even argue that Clark is getting more media attention than she deserves. But at the end of the day, none of that changes the reality of the situation. Caitlin Clark is the bigger star, and Wilson is struggling to accept that this isn't about WNBA success versus college success. This isn't about who has more accolades. It's about who moves the needle. Right now, Clark is the one driving interest in women's basketball, while Wilson, despite all her accomplishments, simply isn't. And the truth is, this has been building up for a while. Wilson's frustration didn't just start with this jersey retirement situation. She's been vocal for a long time about how she feels the WNBA and women's basketball in general doesn't get the respect it deserves. She's talked about the disparities in pay and viewership in sponsorship deals, and to some extent she has a point. Women's sports have historically struggled for mainstream recognition, but here's the thing. Caitlin Clark has single-handedly changed that conversation. Clark's games are selling out arenas. She's shattering TV ratings. She's drawing massive crowds, not just in Iowa, but everywhere she goes. She's not just a great basketball player. She's an entertainment phenomenon. People who don't normally watch women's basketball are tuning in because of her. She's getting media coverage that no women's player has ever gotten before. Wilson sees that, and she doesn't like it because in her mind she should be the one getting that level of attention. She's won championships. She's dominated the WNBA. She's proven herself at the highest level. So why isn't she getting the same level of love and admiration that Clark is? The answer is simple. Clark connects with people in a way that Wilson never has. This isn't just about skill. If it were, the conversation would be a lot different. Wilson is an elite player, one of the best in the game, but what Clark has that Wilson doesn't is An undeniable magnetism. People love her energy, her passion, the way she carries herself on. And off the court, she makes basketball feel fun. She makes people feel like they're part of something bigger. Wilson, on the other hand, has always had an edge to her. There's a chip on her shoulder, a sense that she constantly feels slighted, like she's not getting what she deserves. That attitude can work in certain situations, but it doesn't make her relatable to casual fans. Instead of drawing people in, it pushes them away, and that's exactly what we're seeing play out right now. Look at how both of their jersey retirements are being handled. Clark's event is a celebration. Fans are treating it like a historic moment, something they can't miss. Wilson's, on the other hand, feels like an obligation. South Carolina is retiring her jersey because, well, they have to. She's their best player ever, but the excitement just isn't there. And you can't blame this on media bias. You can't blame it on some conspiracy to elevate Clark over Wilson. This is what the fans are choosing. They're the ones deciding whose events they want to show up to. They're the ones deciding whose name is worth paying to see. Wilson doesn't like that. She's watching her moment get overshadowed. She's seeing the difference in demand, and deep down she knows that Clark isn't just a passing trend. She's the future of women's basketball. The WNBA has spent years trying to force Wilson into that role, and it's never quite worked. She's had the backing of the league, the media, and some of the biggest names in basketball. Thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.